One of the best parts of a pin is that the pin piece cannot move. This often gives the attacker an extra move to make the pin even worse. If a piece is pinned, you don't have to capture it right away. If you remember the lesson on counting attackers and defenders, you'll know that it's important to keep adding attackers to outnumber the defenders. Let's take a look at some examples together. In this position, Black's rook is pinned to the king, so Black brings the king closer in order to protect the rook. Notice that the rook is still pinned. How can White pile on more pressure to the pinned piece? That's right, push the pawn. White now has two attackers against the rook, so Black's king cannot recapture when the rook is captured. Notice if White would have captured the rook before adding the pawn to the attack, White would have lost the advantage, but now White gets to keep the bishop. White simply wins the rook. Let's take a look at another example. In this position, White's knight is pinned to the queen. How can Black pile on more pressure to the pinned piece? That's right, with the knight. Knight to d4. Now White will lose the knight, because if White recaptures with the queen, Black will take the queen as well. Now that you've learned the importance of piling up on pinned pieces, it's your turn to increase the pressure against pinned pieces. While a pin is a tactic which pins a piece into place and prevents it from moving, a skewer is the exact opposite. With a skewer, the piece being attacked is so important it must get out of the way, leaving a vulnerable piece behind it. The worst is a king and queen skewer. In this position, notice White's king and queen are lined up on the same diagonal. This should set off some alarm bells. Now the Black bishop can move to f6, putting the king into check. Obviously the king must move, but when this happens, the queen gets captured. This is a classic skewer. Let's look at another example. In this position, Black's queen and rook are lined up on the same diagonal. Can you find White's best move here? That's correct. Bishop to g3, skewering the queen to the rook. The queen removes itself from that diagonal, but leaves the rook wide open for capture. White wins an entire rook, thanks to the skewer. Skewers don't have to be on diagonals. They can also be on ranks. In this position, can you find a rook check that skewers the Black king to the knight? The correct move here is rook to g7, and after the king moves, White wins the knight. The key to finding a skewer is recognizing when valuable pieces are lined up together. Now it's your turn to find some skewers.